Hey everyone, it's JC. I am back. This time I'm outside. I decided it's actually not that nice today, but it's been nicer this week and it's been so good to be outside. So I'm just popping out in my backyard just to chat. I hope it's not too breezy. I've been running for like a month, and just so much stuff. And I'm so excited to just have a minute to chat. I've actually had probably 4 or 5 ideas of different things we could talk about here on the channel. And so prayerful about it. And again, the Lord keeps bringing me back to the same idea. So here's the thing. Repetition isn't bad. When you're trying to form a new paradigm and a new mindset around the way we see food, the way we see the Lord and our relationship with Him, it's okay to look at it from many different perspectives. And today I'm stuck on a verse from Isaiah. It's chapter 10, verse 20. And I was reading it this week, not for the purpose of talking on here or anything, but just reading in my own personal study. And this one spoke to me. I'm wondering if it'll speak to you too. It's Isaiah 10:20, and it's going to sound random, but hang with me. And it shall come to pass in that day, is out of the King James, that the remnant of Israel and such that are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. So, you know what I want you to focus on, at least what I've been focusing on, is the word stay. The verse talks about how the children of Israel, were staying on those that smote them. Now, I started to look that up a little bit in different translations. And the interesting thing about that word is it kind of has a double meaning to me in this verse. Other translations talked about it as rely. You're relying on, in the context, Jehovah's saying to them, you're relying on nations that tried to destroy you. Why are you trusting in all these other nations when I'm right here? They're trying to destroy you. You're trying to stay upon those that smote you. But then, and he says, eventually you will learn to stay on me alone, to stay, to rely, to depend on me alone. But the other meaning of the word that's been sticking with me, and we'll talk a second about why, is stay means to remain, right? To attach to, not just to rely on, but to be with, to stay with someone. And I've been thinking a lot about the idea of how I, for many, many years, stayed upon something that smote me. I relied and remained with and attached to something that was trying to destroy me. Now, it didn't feel like that. It didn't feel like my binge eating habits were destroying me. I knew like it wasn't that great, but I didn't see it as destruction. But I had no idea how much it was affecting me mentally, emotionally, physically. I was staying on something that was smiting me and I didn't even realize it. And it's like the Lord was talking to me again through this verse about how many of us as His children rely on things, stay attached to things that are harming us. But the emotional attachment, it's like you look at the children of Israel and you think, why did they do that? Why couldn't they see it? And I'm guilty of so many things where I've done that same exact pattern in my own life, where I rely on things for comfort, for distraction, for an escape, for soothing, for stress relief. I rely on things and run to things that will ultimately destroy the very wellness and peace and wholeness I'm trying to find. It's just waking up. And I think that's why we've been talking about this so much, is it's that ability to just wake up and begin to see it with new eyes. I actually talk about this right in the beginning of my podcast. I do a whole episode on this. It's episode 3 of season 1, and I'll put the link below, where I just think we need to process this. And again, we've been talking about this a lot on the channel, but being able to look squarely at, what do I stay on, stay attached to? What do I rely on? What do I depend on for my sanity, for everything, for just survival? Is it Christ alone? I also was listening to a song. It's from the group Avalon. I love Christian music. I've been listening to it for decades. And the song's fairly old. The album's from 2009. It's their album Reborn. And they have a song called Stay. And it's so crazy that I haven't listened to that song in years, guys. And I just happened to turn on a random playlist on my way to work, and there's this song just making my heart about burst out of my chest. So I'm going to put the link to a video for that song also with the lyrics below, because it's just that reminder of that call from the Lord to stay on me. I was reading verses like Isaiah 8, where he says, I'm supposed to be your sanctuary. I want to be your sanctuary. Is he? How can the kitchen be made into a sanctuary? But we've done it. That's our place where we can just, or wherever you binge, might not be the kitchen. Has that been your sanctuary, or is he? I was reading other verses along, as I was studying this idea, along the lines of John 10:29, where it talks about those who love Christ find pasture in him. He's our shepherd, but not just leading us, but we find pasture in him. Psalms 23 that talks about he leads me besides the still waters, and he makes me lie down in green pastures. Like, he restores my soul. He restores my soul. You can tell why I was like, oh, why am I going to talk about this again? Because I've been talking about this so much, but isn't this the key issue as we begin to make a shift in our wellness, is to look at the root issue. Do I find comfort in Christ or in food? Do I stay on them that smote me, that is trying to destroy me? Again, it's not just a few pounds. The way we eat affects us mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It can cause depression, anxiety. It can cause fatigue. I see it every day in my clinic, and so many of us are not aware that we're doing it. So today is just a call again to release our hold on things that will ultimately damage us and keep us from the wholeness we're looking for, and grasp with all our might to the one who can. I hope that's helpful for you this week. Check out my Satisfied class if you want to learn more. I'll put that link below also. Have a great week.